When it comes to therapy, there's a lot that's the same whether you're a kid or an adult. Talking about your feelings, learning coping skills, and having a safe space to unload are all things that both kids and adults can benefit from in therapy. But there are also some key differences in how therapy works for kids versus adults. Here are 3 surprising ways that child therapy differs from adult therapy. Number 1, the therapist won't just talk with the child about their feelings. A common approach in adult therapy is to have the client talk about their feelings and learn to process their emotions. But young children aren't equipped to do this. They don't have the emotional vocabulary to express how they feel. And even if they did, they might not be able to articulate those feelings in words. Instead, a child might say something like, "I feel bad," and a therapist would ask them to expand on that. "What do you mean you feel bad? You feel sad, mad, frustrated?" Sometimes kids will still struggle to put their feelings into words, but that's okay, because there are other ways to communicate feelings besides talking. That's why play is such a key part of child therapy. Through play, children can express themselves creatively and work through their emotions in a healthy way. It's also a fun way for them to process their experiences and build coping skills. Number 2, the therapist will often play with the child instead of just talking to them. As we talked about before, kids aren't able to process their feelings in the same way that adults do. So a big part of a child therapist's job is to play with the child and help them express their emotions through play. Now, this doesn't look the same for every child. Some kids like to play with dolls or action figures, while others prefer to draw or build with blocks. Some kids like to role play, and others like to pretend that they're different animals. Whatever the child chooses to do is okay. There's no right or wrong way to play. The therapist follows the child's lead and lets them take the reins on what play looks like. This helps the child feel safe and in control, which is important for building trust with the therapist. And number 3, the therapist might give suggestions to parents, but they won't tell them what to do. A good child therapist understands that parents know their child best and wants to work collaboratively with them. That means that the therapist might offer suggestions for how to handle certain situations at home, but ultimately it's up to the parents to decide what to do. Child therapists also know that every family is different, and what works for one might not work for another, so they take a family's unique situation into account when making recommendations. If you're a parent and you're looking for a child therapist, you can ask your pediatrician for a referral or search online for a therapist who specializes in working with children. If you are in the Salt Lake Valley, we would love to meet you and work with you at Influence Therapy and Coaching.